Yo, 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 yo. What is good? What is good, good people? What is good? Welcome back. Welcome back. We are back. I know it's been a long hiatus. And yes, it's been very long, but better late than never. I'm always going to show up to the party. Welcome back to your Don't Listen podcast with your boy TP. And yes, I am in the building. And let's roll that intro so we can get started. Let's roll the intro. This is your boy TP, and welcome to 24/7 Boxing. Stop playing. Yes, they better stop playing. This is your boy TP, and welcome to 24/7 Boxing.
You're listening to your Don't Listen podcast. Stop playing.
European champion. Yes. This is the Don't Listen podcast with your boy TP. And yeah, the young fella that y'all hear in my intro, that is my son. And he just turned 18. So happy birthday again to him. He came to me and he said, "Yo, Pops, I'm 18 now. I could vote. Who should I vote for?" And I looked at him and I said, "Son, well, I'm going to do you better than I was done. I'm going to tell you to go out here and independently do your own investigation on each candidate." So he went and did that. Because what I was told was you fall in line. If you're black, you vote for a Democrat. Right? That's what I was told. But for him, and I think for all of you to tell your people going forward, your family, your friends, anybody that fall into that loop, you tell them the same thing, to do their own independent investigation, find out what they think about the candidates, what they like, what they don't, and vote for whoever you think will best represent this country and best represent you and best represent all of us. So that's what I told him to do. And when he came back, he said, "Dad, I looked at this poll and it said I should vote for Joe Biden." And I looked at him. I said, "That's not an investigation. You looked at somebody else's work and came up with your answer based on them. That's not investigating. Go back again and look of their history, look at what the things they did, and see who you want to vote for." So he did it again, and he came back and said the same thing. "I think I'm going to vote for Joe Biden." So me, I wouldn't think I would be a good father if I could come on here and give y'all what I think in the skinny. I think I should do the same when it comes to my own child, right? So when I told him is, since you can't do a proper investigation, I'm going to show you a few things and then you make your decision. I'm going to tell you a few things and then make your decision. And what I'm going to do today is paraphrase and elongate that paraphrase of what I told him. because at this point in time, I think it's very important that we all get our ducks in a row. They say every election that this one is more important than the last. And I would say in this election, I think they are full of trash. Why do I say that? It's because, number one, we're all getting funneled. Democrats, Republicans, we're all getting funneled into the same place we already been, right? The Republicans, Donald Trump, Democrats got Joe Biden. We're all getting funneled into the same place. And for me, that leaves me with no choice. Because if you looked at the Democratic Party at the moment, where they actually had candidates that was running as Democrats and independents, they closed the debates. And in any democracy that's not full of hypocrisy, a debate should always happen, so everybody can hear the ideas of each candidate, and then they can start to form their opinion and maybe take and put a pulse on who they gonna vote for. But that process got taken away from us. And I think for any healthy democracy to flourish, the only way it makes sense is to have debates. But they got taken away from us on the Democratic side. On the Republican side, the choice was already made for them as well, because the other candidates that was going up against the big bad wolf, they all look goofy because none of them could make it even a close race when it came to Donald Trump. So you can say that the Republican side was already situated, and the Democrats got force-fed something that I'm pretty sure if people know what the skinny is on, they won't do it again. Because I am of that ilk. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Right? Because that's almost like signing up for it 2 times. So, let's talk about it. Let's talk about Joe Biden. Let's talk about Donald Trump. Since these are our only contenders, because if you watch mainstream media, that's all they talk about. Mainstream media only lets you know there's 2, when it's actually a lot more than that. I'll give you all some names that probably some of you did not even know was running. Cornel West is running as a candidate. RFK Jr. is running as a candidate. Jill Stein is running as a candidate. Marianne Williamson was running as a candidate. And you had a few others. There was a few other candidates as well. The primaries was already situated. Joe Biden is the presumptive nominee. Donald Trump is the presumptive nominee. And where does that lead us? We have 4 years of Donald, 4 years of Biden. Right now, looking at both of those two, I don't want neither. but we have no other choice, so they say, right? The establishment, which is running our political system, did not allow for us to have any choice but these two individuals. And they are very different, right? One is overt and the other is covert. Biden is covert. He tells you everything that you want to hear and then do the opposite, which is nothing. I'm going to help with student debt. Didn't do that. I'm going to give you all a $15 minimum wage. Did not do that. I'm going to do an infrastructure bill. Didn't go far enough. I'm going to give you all $1,700 checks. Gave you 12. I'm going to do anti-hate crime legislation. Only Asians got it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Didn't do a goddamn thing. I'm going to put a stop to inflation. I don't know about you, but every time I gas up, I ain't getting no gas. Every time I go to the grocery store, food getting shorter and the bills getting bigger. I don't know about you, but out here looking for a crib and the rents are astronomically high. That's what it's living like under Joe Biden. Inflation, corporate greed, being allowed to stick his claws in us, and everybody feeling the pinch. Everybody's feeling the pinch. It don't matter what color you are. Everybody's feeling that pinch. Grocery bills, bills in general, all of it. Feeling every little piece of it, right? And the incumbent is in the White House. And what happens during every election, you feel that, right? If the American people are suffering, why should we vote for you again? You tell me. Make it make sense. Why should I get up early in the morning, run down to a poll, and vote for a guy who didn't do nothing he said he was going to do? And who always say, I can't do this because I ain't got enough votes. You had a majority first 2 years in office. Why ain't nothing happened? Why didn't Roe v. Wade get codified in the law before it got taken away from the people? You had the majority. When it came to $15 minimum wage, the parliamentarian had a say in why it didn't happen when your vice president has the overriding vote over the parliamentarian. How did Asians get an anti-crime bill, hate crime bill, and black people don't? See, in order for you to make it make sense for me, it got to make sense for me. Because you're not going to keep telling me to come down and vote for you when you don't do nothing for the people. The other thing, I see billions and billions of dollars going to other countries for war. When they say we can't find money to pay for this and pay for that, but all of a sudden you find money to pay for wars. We giving countries billions and billions of dollars when I see people living under bridges every time I drive my truck. I see people strung out on drugs every time I walk into a Wawa asking me for money. Why aren't you helping those people? But you got money to go overseas, but you ain't got money for universal health care. Costs billions of dollars. Yes, I know, but if you got it, you can pay for it. You could send it overseas for war. So you got the money. You just pick and choose what you want to pay for. Or the health insurance industry said, nah, don't do that. Nah, we need to get paid. Where every other country in the world has a healthcare system financed through their government in the form of tax money. Why don't we have that here? Because anything for profit is not going to take care of people, which our healthcare system is for profit. If there's a profit motive behind it, it's not going to take care of people. They're going to do the minimum and take the maximum from you. It's more people in healthcare debt than anything else. When you get sick in this country, you're going to go bankrupt and lose everything. So why didn't that happen? Something that will help all Americans. Easy to do, because if you got money for war, make that happen. In the tune of billions of dollars, you print your own money anyway. So why you can't make sure every American citizen has access to health care? Because they say we give you access, but the part that they leave out is that it's going to take up so much of your money. You might not be able to eat after you pay for your health care. You might not be able to pay your rent after you pay for your health care. They don't tell you that part, but we going to make sure everybody got access to it. You got 100 million people in this country that don't have health care. Out of the 300 and something million people, 100 and something million people don't have it. And it ain't because they don't want it. They can't goddamn afford it. You rob Peter to pay Paul, and Paul come back and say, nah, you owe me some more money. And then Peter like, where mine's at? This thing has always been bigger than race. This system that we live in has always been bigger than race. And what people get blinded by is that it's always about race. That's why you see so much of it out here. Race this, LGBTQ this, all stuff to keep you distracted and divided. And not focusing on what's actually making your life worse. Because if you got the people going at each other, they can't look at you. And this is what they've been doing, dividing us along party lines. Democrats are great at it. They come out and pay lip service to Black Lives Matter, and they pay lip service to social issues, pay lip service, but they don't really do anything. And then you got these so-called progressives that ran on excuse me, policies to make people's life better, and they all got in there and didn't do a goddamn thing. So why should we vote for you? Make it make sense. And if you can, put it down in the comments. Tell me why I should vote blue again. One thing I respect about Republicans, they tell you what they trying to do. Yeah, we don't think y'all should have Social Security. So what is our old people going to do? Live off of nothing? So all their years of paying into a system, y'all going to take that away from them? They made sure generations before them have it, so they can't have it no more? Or y'all want Social Security to be run by hedge fund managers, so when they mess up their money, then these people don't got nothing? You want to take Social Security away. You want to take all social safety nets away. We got to save money. We need to save money. We can't afford it. But y'all can find billions of dollars for war, but you can't afford to take care of your citizens. Make it make sense. Because, see, what they don't want you to understand, and what it always was and always will be, is rich and poor. It's about class. Are you rich or poor? Because there ain't no damn middle class in this country anymore. You either rich or you poor. The middle class has been hollowed out. And as long as I've been alive, it always been under Democrats. The only Republican presidents that I had in my lifetime is George Bush, George Sr. I was a little boy when Reagan was in there. He had nothing to do with me. I was a little boy when the other Republican was in there before Reagan. Ain't got nothing to do with me. These are the presidents that supposed to have made an impact on my life. George Bush Jr., Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Donald Trump, and Bill Clinton. Those were my presidents. And under all of them, all the Democrats, they all said at certain points, we gonna codify Roe v. Wade into law. None of them have done it, but they want you to go to the polls and vote against the people that said they don't want Roe v. Wade in the first place, when they could have made that a non-starter, non-issue if they codified. Why don't they, or why aren't they talking about inflation? Because the only people that are doing good in America right now is goddamn stock markets. Stock market people, hedge fund managers, the banks, the usual suspects. When things are doing good, going good, they're doing great. When things are going bad, they're doing great because they get bailed out by the people that's doing bad. Who is this happening under? All these terrible things that's happening, who is it happening under? When are we as citizens going to demand better political people to represent us? That's Democrat and Republicans. Why would you vote for people that vote against your interests? Why would I tell my 18-year-old son to go out here and vote for a Democrat? Why would I tell him to go out here and vote for a Republican when they ain't going to do nothing for you? Ain't nobody sitting here looking for handouts. I want you to do what you say you're going to do. That's it. Nobody asking for no handout. People are asking you to do what you say you ran on. $15 minimum wage. You didn't do that. Said the parliamentarian said we can't do it, so we ain't going to do it. The vice president got power over the parliamentarian. So if you really wanted it, Joe could have called Kamala and said, make it happen. It ain't happened. That anti-hate law for black folk, anti-lynching law, I think we needed that ever since I've been born and before. We can't get that. But soon some people put their hands on the Asian, they got an anti-Asian hate law. And none of our black politicians said anything about that. But they want to go up there and pontificate like they actually out here for you, right? And again, I went a little racial with that, right? But it's not about race. It's about everybody. What have they done for you? When you see billions and billions and billions get printed up, shipped out somewhere else, or they ain't get shipped out nowhere, went to Lockheed Martin, went to Boeing, went to all the military people, industrial complex people. That's where the money went. Pay them so they could give weapons to somebody else. I bet y'all don't know in Ukraine, where we financing that war, them people over there got health care. Do you? We paid for that. Don't y'all know the war, the money that we spent on wars could have had all of us had universal health care. All of us could have had a house over top of our head. All of us could have had the homeless off the street. All of us, nobody be running around here hungry. Just the money on wars could have financed several countries. Could have actually made this into what they say it is, the shining country on the hill or whatever you want to call it, with infrastructure and not old ass buildings that's been around longer than I've been living. Dilapidated schools. Teachers running around here with low pay when they should be the highest paid amongst us because they prepare the future so we can have a future. Now let's talk about Donald Trump real fast. It ain't much really to say about him. What did he promise you Republicans? I'm going to create a wall. Did he build it? No. He did something that you didn't ask for. He gave a tax cut to the rich. Did you ask for that? Do you think rich people need a tax cut? Deregulated so many industries that they all doing great in business now. Probably is why a lot more people got hired, right? But at the end of the day, deregulation means you might get something nasty in your food. You might get something nasty in your water. The air might not smell so good no more. Oh, crap. We having more earthquakes. Oh, y'all could drill over there too. Oh, you want some oil out there in the ocean, kill all the damn fish or pollute them so bad when you eat it, you get sick? Yeah, we're going to do that too. Deregulation. Yeah, he was good on deregulating. And all these train derailments happening. Oh, yeah, Joe Biden crushed unions too. Yeah, he did that. Democrats did that. But Trump ain't make it not happen. Trump said, I'm going to give y'all the best healthcare system you ever saw. Did he do that? He's another high profile bull crapper that tell you he gonna do this and don't do this or that. The Democratic system, as far as primaries, was not even no debates for the Democratic side. And the Republican side, it was already a crapshoot because Donald Trump picked them all off. Pat, got them all out of there. And that's not the ignorance of people. The people that like Donald Trump, they're not ignorant. They want something different. They tired of the same old political people in office with telling you pie in the sky, and you got a guy out here that's railing against it. That's how he won the first time, on populism. If you don't know what that is, look it up. What he gonna do for people directly affected the reason why he voted. I mean, and won. When people voted for him, he won. He came in as a populist, but he ain't do nothing he said he was going to do. But that's what won the day. I'm going to physically help you people. It's going to make sense in your pocket. That's how he won. Not because, people hated the candidate, which a lot of people did. And rightly so. Why we want to keep seeing the same people in there? People know what they got when they had Bill. Bill was the one shipping all our jobs overseas with NAFTA. That's what they got with him. You think people didn't remember that? Maybe that has something to do with the reason why she didn't win, because people remembered that and felt that in the places that she didn't want to go to, like the Rust Belt, where there's good folk down there. What do you think? You ain't the president for those people too? You don't think that's why you didn't win? Not because people was against women being a president, not for people. They just see your record and it's abysmal. The same thing applies to Joe Biden now. Your record is abysmal. Why would anybody wake up early in the morning, possibly miss a day work or go in late, take money out their pocket to go vote for you, who's taking money out of our pockets and giving it to somebody else? Make it make sense. And if you can't do that, it don't make sense. So for me, in this election, I'm not voting for neither of those two, Donald Trump or Joe Biden. I'm going to vote, but not for neither one of them. I had 4 years of Trump. Nothing happens. I had 4 years of Biden. Nothing happened. I don't want them in there. I'm not voting for neither one of them, and neither should any of you. Not because of the words I said. Look at their record. Look at their record. It should speak volumes to all of you. Because on the Republican side, they didn't do shit. And on Democrat side, they didn't do shit. And the people that got Stockholm syndrome and feel like they have to vote for these two party members or two groups of people. There are other options. You got independents and you got a third party. Do your math, do your homework on these folk before you just run out and vote and just be like sheep. Always be like sheep and just follow the narrative that mainstream media feeds you because they only show you the mainstream. They don't want nothing to change for them. So they're going to keep showing you Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Their mainstream don't want nothing to change. They like it just the way it is, rich and poor. The establishment will always be establishment. Why would you think any different? Why would you think they will make your life better when they showed you that they won't? The last 8 years, we had both parties represented in the presidency. Both of them had majorities their first 2 years in office. And what did they do with it? So you can't tell me you can't pass nothing when Democrats had the majority. Because when they do have a majority, they always find a couple senators to say, you know what, I ain't for it. Joe Manchin, Kyrsten Sinema. Oh, they found two perfect ones that acted like they were Democrats and they really wasn't. And then Democrats don't act like Democrats. Or they do. This is who they are. Full of hot air. And I'm tired of being the guy going like this, blowing up their bubbles. And when it bursts, damn, I pay for the damn bubble. Blowing up the balloons. Ain't you tired of it? I am. So what I would tell my son, like I told him to do, is keep on doing your investigation on these people and then come back and we'll talk some more. But as of right now, I don't recommend none of them. And neither should you. And not because I said so, it's because the facts tell you that neither one of those parties deserve your vote. Neither one of them. Ain't nobody paying me to say this. It's all facts, though. And if you don't know, now you know. This has been your Don't Listen podcast with your boy TP. Stop playing. Okay? I wish nothing but peace to all of you on your journey. Be safe out there on those evil streets. And yes, we back. We are back. We gonna get back to it. Please like and subscribe to the channel so you could boost me up in this algorithm that I'm fighting against. Because, man, it's crazy out here. But help a brother out. Click like, hit subscribe, leave me a comment. And if you want to be a guest, get down in them comments. We can come on in here and debate. Because that's the type of brother I am. I like new ideas. And if you got some, let's talk about them. Hit me up. I'm going to say peace to you again. Be safe out there. I'm out. Boy TP, and welcome to 24/7 boxing. Stop playing. And a bronze 2006 at middleweight and Plovdiv. This is your boy TP in the World Cup, and welcome to 24/7 boxing. Stop playing.